Okay, today we're going to play with this skeleton um, graphic, okay, and make an animated GIF. So I'm going to go to File and Open, and I'm going to open up the file called Bones. All right, here's Bones. And what we're going to first do is we're going to right-click. Now, an animated GIF, by the way, is a moving graphic. We can actually make the skeleton look like he's moving. So I'm going to right-click on background. I'm going to duplicate it and make a copy. Now you always want to make a copy of your background just so you don't have, just in case you make a mistake. Okay, so make a copy of that. And let's turn this little eyeball off down here on the background just so it's there, it's turned off, we can't see it. See, if we turned off this one here, you wouldn't see anything. This is to view the layer or not, okay? So beyond this layer here, we're going to take our magic wand, click on the black part, and hit delete. Command D is deselect. So now we've got the skeleton basically grabbed without any background. Okay, we could always go inside his leg right here and hit delete, and maybe a few other parts on his ribs. Okay, but not that important. All right, Command D gets rid of the marching ants. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a brand new layer. It's right down here in the layer palette. Click on that, make a blank layer, and on this blank layer we're going to paint a gradient. The gradient tool is right here. Okay, in your layers palette, the gradient tool. Click on the gradient tool, and right here is how we change the gradients. So you can come in here and we can, if we want to change this from red to say black, we just click on the green part, color, and I'm going to pick black. And so now I've got a red to black gradient. So if I click and drag just anywhere on the background here, it's going to make a red to black. Or if I click straight up, black to red, or wherever you want, it's going to do like that, okay? Then we're going to take our background copy, which is the skeleton that's clipped out, and put it on top. So if I go to my Move tool, I've got the skeleton selected by itself, and then the background is a gradient. And to rename the background, I'm just going to call this Canvas. So on the layer itself, I'm going to call this Canvas. And then on top copy, I'm going to call this Clipped Skeleton. It's nice to name your layers so you know which ones you're on. Of course, that background is hidden and back there just in case we make any mistakes. We've always got the original. The next thing we're going to do is we want to make this skeleton look like he can move. To do that, we go on that layer, up to the top. You come up here to Edit, and Puppet Warp. Puppet Warp's a really fun little segment of Photoshop. So click on a few areas, top of his head, maybe his shoulder blades, some of his joints here, torso, wrists and hips and skeletons connected to the hip bone, you know. And then click on these points. And then if you just click and hold on one of the points, you can make it look like his head's moving. Click on the center point, his whole body will move. It almost becomes animated. And then when you check mark, he's going to be in that position. Here's before and here's after. Okay? So it's kind of fun to use Puppet Warp. But today we're going to make what's called an animated GIF, or GIF, G-I-F. You see them on the internet all the time. These are animated moving parts and things. So if I went to the internet real quick here and I typed in animated GIF, okay, there's many of them. Click on it here. See how they move? That's a real fancy one. This is kind of a fun twisty one. If I put animated skeleton, you'll see different skeletons that are animated. This one's kind of a fun one. Okay, so we're going to make something like that. Okay, so the first thing we do is we go to our window and turn on the timeline. Window, timeline. Okay, I already had mine on, but that's how you find it. Window and timeline. Now, timeline's like a video timeline. We're going to hit Create Video, and you're going to see three different layers here. Well, one's turned off on the bottom, but here's our canvas and here's our clipped skeleton. Drag the top skeleton layer to about, 1 second, about right here, just to make it really small. Okay? Your canvas is down here kind of longer, and there's your skeleton. So on this layer here, this one is highlighted. And let's duplicate this. So to duplicate it, you come over here to the layer, clip skeleton, right click, and duplicate the layer. Hit OK. And drag that layer next to the other. So now we're making a video group. You'll see video group here, okay? Two side by side. And here's called the video head. Bring the video head over the top of the next one. So here's the first one, here's the next one. But on this one here, we're going to make this one puppet warp. So make sure you bring your video head over the top of this one so it's visible. Go to Edit, Puppet Warp, click a few points, and make your skeleton do a little bit, just a little bit of movement. Check mark. Right click on this layer, duplicate it. Now you should have 3. Go back in time here. Oh, take your video head back off of there. Okay, so make sure that's selected. Right click, duplicate the layer, and now you have 3. Bring your video head over the top of that one, and then do puppet warp. Edit, puppet warp. Oops. Click a few places and make him do another movement. Check mark. Right click. Duplicate the layer. Hit OK. Bring your video head over the top of that one. You got to bring the video head over the top of each one so you see the next layer. Edit. Puppet warp. A few other places. Do some movement. Check mark. So as you build all of these, this skeleton is going to go through and move. See? He's going to be moving. So bring your video head back when you get a bunch of them made. I'm going to bring this background so it's about the same as that. And I'm going to hit File, Save for Web. Not Save As, but Save for Web. Make sure it says GIF, it does. And right down here, this is very important, make sure it's forever. So it goes forever and ever. And hit Save. And save it as, oh, perfect, Bones GIF. You can name it whatever you want. And put that on the desktop, hit Save. And then if I go off to the desktop here, I can find Bones GIF, drag it to one of your video browsers, and there's your moving skeleton. Pretty fun, huh? Now you can make your own. Have fun.